Literal rule. What happens in literal rule is any word in any statute, any word in any act is given only its literal meaning. That is, it is given only its natural meaning, its ordinary meaning, its meaning in popular sense. Only that type of meaning is given to the word. Technical meaning or scientific meaning, these type of meaning are not given to the word. Only natural, ordinary or meaning in popular sense is given to the word. When is this literal rule used or applied? It is only used or applied when the words are clear and are unambiguous. And unambiguous means when they do not have more than one meaning. If the words are not clear or they are ambiguous, that is, they are having more than one meaning, then in that case, literal rule will not be applied, it will not be used, and we will use any other rule like golden rule or mischief rule. Let's understand literal rule through an example. Suppose there was some person who was selling betel leaves. The government imposed sales tax on betel leaves. The person said that betel leaves are vegetables. They are considered as vegetables because the scientific definition or scientific meaning or dictionary meaning or botanical meaning of plants, sorry, of vegetables is anything which is obtained or derived from plants is known as vegetables, and betel leaves are derived from plants, they are obtained from plants. So in a technical or scientific sense they are also vegetables, and vegetables are exempted from sales tax. Sales tax is not imposed on vegetables, so betel leaves should also be exempted from sales tax because in a scientific or botanical sense they are vegetables. The court said that in popular sense the betel leaves are not considered as vegetables. Their ordinary meaning or natural meaning of betel leaves and plant and vegetables is that the betel leaves are not considered vegetables in a popular sense. So we will not use scientific or technical or botanical meaning of vegetables. We will see what is the meaning in popular sense. So betel leaves are not vegetables and sales tax can be imposed on them. Another example is, suppose a person was selling charcoal. The government imposed tax on charcoal considering it as coal. So whatever the tax was in coal, it was considering charcoal as coal and imposing tax on it. The person said, in scientific or technical sense, coal does not include charcoal. It only includes mineral coal. So this was the technical or scientific definition given by that person. The court said that we will not see the scientific definition. We will see whether in popular sense charcoal is considered as coal or not. So in popular sense, yes, the charcoal is considered as coal. So the government can impose tax on charcoal as coal. Now let's see theory. This literal rule is also known as grammatical rule. Or plain meaning rule, because a word is given its plain meaning, its natural meaning, its ordinary meaning. According to the literal rule, a statute must be construed literally and grammatically, giving the words their ordinary and natural meaning. Here, the judges rely on the exact wording of the statute for the case, and they do not interpret meaning. Whatever the exact words of the statute, they rely on them. They do not interpret any meaning. When the meaning is clear and unambiguous and gives only one meaning, then in that case only the ordinary and natural meaning should be given to the words, whatever may be the consequences. Only when the words are not clear, they are ambiguous or give more than one meaning, then in that case the court can deviate or depart from this rule. It will use or it can use any other rule like golden rule or mischief rule. This literal rule is considered as the most important and most safe rule of interpretation because of the following presumptions. These are the presumptions on the basis of which it is considered as most important and most safe rule. What are these? First one is language of statute speaks of the mind of the legislature. Then legislature knows English and grammar and its rules, and as such what is conveyed by the language the same was intended. This is another presumption on the basis of which it is considered as most safe and most important rule. Next one is it is presumed that legislature does not commit mistake. Next is legislature has inserted every word mindfully and intentionally, and there is no defect in phraseology. So, on the basis of these presumptions, it is considered as the most important and most safe rule of interpretation. In what circumstances the court can depart from this rule? When the words are of doubtful meaning and they do not convey what meaning was intended by the legislature, or when the language suffers ambiguity and gives out alternative constructions, only one of which could be taken as reflective of true legislative intent, or when the results derived from literal construction are absurd, unreasonable, unjust, or anomalous, or when the law becomes null and futile when construed literally, that is when literal rule is applied, literal rule is used, the law becomes null or futile or void. In all these cases, all these circumstances, the court can depart from this rule and can use any other rule like golden rule, mischief rule. For case laws, we have seen Beetle Leaves case. This case was Ramavtar Budhai Prasad versus Assistant Sales Tax Officer Akola. In this case, word vegetable occurring in Central Provinces and Berar Sales Tax Act 1947 was interpreted. The contention was whether beetle leaves are vegetables because vegetables are exempted from levy of sales tax under the act. The appellant was relying on the dictionary meaning of vegetable, according to which vegetable is that which is pertaining to, comprised, or consisting, or derived or obtained from plants. The Supreme Court observed that beetle leaves could not be given a technical dictionary or botanical meaning when its ordinary and natural meaning is clear and unambiguous. Being a word of daily use, it must be understood in its popular sense by which people are conversant with. Therefore, beetle leaves are not vegetable and their sale was held to be liable to sales tax. Another one was coal charcoal case. It was Commissioner of Sales Tax Madhya Pradesh Indore versus Jaswant Singh Charan Singh. In this case, the word coal occurring in Sales Tax Act was construed. In its scientific and technical sense, coal includes only mineral coal and not charcoal. But the Supreme Court accepted its ordinary, natural, and popular sense rather than a true technical meaning and held that in the context of Sales Tax Act, coal will include all kinds of coal used as fuel and as such shall include charcoal. So charcoal was considered as a kind of coal and it was held that tax can be imposed on charcoal as coal. What are the advantages of this literal rule of literal construction? It enables the common man to understand the statute because ordinary and natural meaning is used, so a common man can also understand the statute. Parliamentary supremacy is respected through this rule because whatever the words the parliament has used, only those words are used, exact wordings are used, their ordinary and natural meaning is used. So through this, parliamentary supremacy is respected. It upholds the separation of power because the power to make laws is only with the parliament. The judiciary cannot make law, it cannot interpret any other meaning other than what the parliament has given. So it is upholding the separation of power. It results in quick decision. There is no time wasted on finding out the meaning of any word. Only the true and ordinary meaning is used, literal meaning is used, so it saves times. It results in quick decision. It provides no scope for judges to use their own opinion or prejudices. These were the advantages. What are the disadvantages of literal construction, literal rule? It can lead to injustice, it can lead to absurd decisions that were not what the parliament intended. It can create loopholes in law. It fails to recognize the complexity and limitation of English language. It gives judges little discretion to adapt the law to changing times. These were the disadvantages of literal construction. Full course on interpretation of statutes, which will include videos on all the topics of this subject, interpretation of statutes, plus the PDF of the whole subject, the full subject of interpretation of statutes. This full course is available at the website www.lockup.com.